Hello, so today I'll be talking about the ugly, not so hidden truth of America, which was that the idea that America should be pure. It's not just some old history that we're learning, it's something that is repeating itself nowadays, it's repeating today. It's the same toxic and racist politics. The Trump attack on immigrants, the ending of DACA, mass deportations, the banning asylums, it's all eugenically fueled. It's always been eugenically fueled. So back in the day, lawmakers would create racist ideas to justify discrimination against ethnic groups. They believed they believed and made people believe, their American citizens believed, that other ethnicities were prone to be more violent, they were prone to crime, that they were prone to have mental illnesses or disabilities or whatever. They would call them morons, which is kind of funny in a way. Yeah, they were going to be less intelligent, basically not the perfect American. They were not going to be perfect enough to be an American. They wanted, overall what they wanted was this fixation with the Nordic race. They just wanted the perfect American again. They wanted blue eyes, they wanted blonde hair. And if it sounds familiar, it's because it does. It sounds like Nazi Germany, the little mustache. They were just adapting some kind of Nazi Germany fixation with white Americans. And the messed up part is that the US closed they were not receiving any people for asylum. They were asking for asylum, especially during those times. And because I guess they were just being selfish and they wanted to close it so they can make more American babies or something. So something that Charles Davenport wrote was about building a higher wall to keep out all these cheaper races. Awesome. They were designing laws to keep and to protect the purity of America. They were blocking out and removing anyone who didn't fit or belong into the category of perfect American. If we talk about modern day today, if we fast forward it, actually, it hasn't changed that much. Recently, a couple years ago, Trump once said in 2023, they're poisoning the blood of our country. He meant from Africa, from Asia. The stuff that's going on today, like the removing and ending of DACA, temporary protection status being removed, limiting asylum access, and the funding, the giant funding they're having for mass deportations, they're honestly just the same tools in different font that they were used back then. And it's horrible. It's just basically repetition itself. So yeah, today's laws and actions are the same as back then. They're just meant to keep out any outsiders or whatever. Something I do want to, touch up on is the reality of it. Being American means being white overall. It's the Nordic race itself. And watching the documentary and reading, what we're supposed to read for class opens your eyes up to seeing that these laws and regulations, even the Constitution or the Bill of Rights, it was never meant for people that look like me, Hispanic, or whatever. It was never meant for Asians or Hispanics or Africans. It's always been meant for the first immigrants, the white immigrants. We were never a part of their picture. We were never meant to be here, I guess. They just wanted to keep it pure. And I guess we spoiled it a little bit with our Latin music or whatever, but yeah, we were never part of their picture. And that's just kind of sad and upsetting to hear, especially with people working so hard to make this country to come here to have this thing that America's known for, freedom. And apparently we can't have it, or some of us can't have it. But yeah, that's the sad reality, and it sucks. But thank you for watching, I guess.